Congratulations, you locked up a deal and now you need to find a cash buyer. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this training. So this is the Cash Buyer Pack. I am Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, and this is tips for finding a cash buyer for your next deal. Step number one is look for listings that are on the market that are already flipped, right? If you do a deal, if you lock up a deal in a certain zip code, look in that zip code, in that city, in that area for active flips going on right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. Look at this. We're going to go into Zillow and you look for these properties that are just beautiful. These properties that have already been remodeled. They might be staged. They're looking absolutely fantastic, right? And I want you to reach out to the listing agent. The beautiful thing is the listing agent's contact information is right here, usually right under the pictures. Call up the listing agent, and this is what you say to them. Hey, congrats, your remodel in Phoenix looks amazing. Are you looking to pick up any more off-market properties in the area? I also like picking out a very specific feature, right? I would go into this property and I would look for something that is just pops. And I would say, oh my gosh, that wood paneling that you put on the island looks absolutely beautiful. Congratulations. That is a great job. I really like the product that you do on your flips. I'm looking to see if you're looking to pick up any more off-market properties in the area. So make it a little bit specific so that you don't sound like a VA, you don't sound like a bot, you don't sound like anything like that. You sound like a real professional that lives in the area, works in the area, and they will take you more serious. Next, InvestorBase.com. InvestorBase.com. It is a phenomenal resource, guys. It'll show you all. Let me log in here and you can see all of the incredible properties that you can pull in a specific area when you're looking to find a property. Let me just put in a property address here. I'll put in my old property on Campbell. There we are. And I will search that. And then when you pull that up, look at this. It's going to show you all sorts of properties. And look at this. The green ones, these green with a key, are properties that are bought by buy and hold investors. The blue ones with the hammer and the wrench are the fix and flip properties. This is absolutely incredible. You get all of the contact information for them here, and they give you all of the properties that are located that have been bought with cash in that area, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So definitely use Investor Base as a really, really, really great tool. And when you call the cash buyers, you say, hey, listen, I picked up an amazing off-market property close to one that you already own or bought or flipped or whatever. And I was wondering if you would be interested in another great deal in the area. You do this time and time and time again. You should be talking to minimum 20 buyers every single time that you are selling one of your deals. Okay, when you're dispoing a deal, you should talk to at least on the phone 20 cash buyers so that you get the most out of every single deal, because that is the point. We have to get high profits so that we can stay in this business long term, weather all the storms, and be able to have enough to have a great team and a great company and last and be predictable, and then use the excess funds to go out and buy assets, go and buy some of these properties that we cherry pick and become the cash buyers ourselves, right? So this is one of the greatest tools. If you use, if you go to investorbase.com/TTP, they actually give you $100 off the first month. So definitely go and check that out. It is a phenomenal tool. Again, it comes with all of the contact information for that buyer, lets you know what kind of buyer that is so that you know how to have a great conversation with that buyer. All right. Next, join local real estate investing Facebook groups and post the following. Hey, everybody, please help. That is the most beautiful, most perfect. This is the secret sauce. Please help. When you say please help, it's like a beacon for everybody out there that's got a big heart for this business that's going to help you out. I just put an amazing off-market property under contract in Orlando. Who do you know that buys flips or rentals in the area? Somebody who's cool to work with, super ethical, and will make the transaction go smoothly for everybody. Thanks. Guys, again, you go into the Facebook groups. You go into the groups section here in Facebook. All right. You go in. Let's see what we've got here. We've got here. Off-market groups. You go in here, you post it right in these groups, and you are off and running. You got this. This is going to give you a lot of responses and start really networking with, you're going to get a lot of other wholesalers, which is great. You know, a lot of people that have really big cash buyer databases, you can leverage their cash buyer databases by selling to them, and then they sell to their cash buyers. That's what I would suggest that you do. Set a price that you want to make and you sell it to the other wholesaler at that price. They still have to put the non-refundable earnest deposit down, $5,000. Hopefully $5,000 is what you want to be setting as your minimum standard for the non-refundable earnest deposit. That's how you know that they're serious. And then they can go off and sell it to whoever they want. If they can add on top, great. They're incredible. They got more buyers than you right now, but you're working on it if you follow this cash buyer pack. All right. Next, find local real estate investors on LinkedIn, send them a request to connect, make contact, and add them to your cash buyer list. Let me tell you a story. I did this years and years ago, probably 10 or 12 years ago, and I saw a guy named Josiah Grimes. Josiah Grimes was Jamil Damji's business partner. I didn't even know Jamil Damji at the time. And they owned a company called Keegley. I reached out to Josiah through LinkedIn, and they ended up selling over 100 deals for me at really high spreads for me, which was absolutely incredible from one conversation. Why LinkedIn? Why go into LinkedIn? Because if an investor goes on Facebook and just says, I'm an investor, that's okay. But there's an extra few steps that LinkedIn has. They're kind of like the Karens of the social media world, right? I'll show you right here what I mean. Like they'll give you some of these people's names and then the other will be LinkedIn member. And when I click on it, look what happens. The profiles of members who are outside your network have limited visibility. To access more members' profiles, continue to grow your network. So you got to grow your network in LinkedIn, and then you can reach out to them. But that's just an extra step. No big deal. There's plenty of people that they actually have some of their names in here that you can reach out to right away if you're already linked. But go in there, start linking with a ton of people. But if they're putting real estate investor in their LinkedIn profile, it is a level up. You're talking about serious people that are going to do business with you time and time and time again. Next, find flips in progress while you're out in the streets, baby. Look for dumpsters in the driveway. If you see somebody working on a property, approach them and say, hey, I'm out here in the market every day being super proactive, looking for off-market properties. And I wanted to know if next time I find a great opportunity, if you want me to let you know about it, right? Now, listen, you might be talking to the contractors, but the contractors could give you the owner's information. A lot of time, the contractor is the owner or the owner stopping by to check on the progress or the project manager, right? And so have that conversation, or they have a sign in the front of the yard that says construction done or we buy houses or all that, right? The really smart flippers do that so that they can get just free leads, right? Or they can really establish a name and a brand in a neighborhood, which is huge. So that being the case, make sure you reach out on the sign or stop, pull your car over, go talk to the people that are doing the work, and you're going to build some incredible relationships. And here's the last one, and the most often slept on of all of these strategies is find out when or where your local foreclosure auction is. After the sale, don't do it while the bidding's hot and heavy. Don't do that. But afterwards, go and talk to the bidders that you see are standing there. There's certain bidding companies, and you can go in, you can Google it. I did it right here. Here's Foreclosure Bidding Services, Arizona. I didn't even spell foreclosure right. But right here, Gentry, they bid here. This is actually a good friend of mine, Spencer Caldwell, that does thousands of deals a year. He disposed more deals in Arizona than anybody. And contact information's right here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as Tom Kroll would say. And so you reach out to, you can either Google it and just reach out to the foreclosure auction, the people that bid at the foreclosure auctions, or you can Google or just chat GPT, what is the location of the foreclosure auctions in your area. They'll give you an address, show up there, and boom, you are meeting incredible people that are doing a ton of deals. I'll give you one extra bonus key here, one extra avatar to go after, and that is the hard money lenders. I want you to Google hard money lender in the area that you locked up a deal. Okay. I want you to go through every single one of them. I want you to call them up, and I want you to say, I have an off-market property. I have a wholesale deal, whatever it is. I've got a deal, and I know that you got incredible clients that you work with that are looking for opportunities. Do you have a list that you can send my deal out to? I am telling you, this works amazing. Nobody knows more cash buyers than the hard money lenders. That's their entire business. That's their reason for existence. So go out there and Google the hard money lenders and have those conversations. I promise you, if you have an actual deal following this cash buyer pack, you will sell that deal like that. It'll go absolutely bananas, but you got to follow this, build up your cash buyer database, build it up to where you have at least 300 in your database, in your CRM, in an Excel file. I don't care. Google Docs. I don't care. Get 300 of them. And then when you're reaching out to other wholesalers and you're connecting with other wholesalers, say, hey, listen, I have 300 cash buyers vetted. Awesome. How many do you have? I have 200. Great. Let's trade lists. Boom. Now you collaborate. Now you've got the information and the contact information for all of their buyers. And then boom, do that again, do that again, do that again. Or just go into Investor Base and just scrape, just export all of the buyers every single month. And you're going to have the biggest cash buyer database in no time, and just make contact, make relationships, and sell those deals for the most that you can possibly get. You're absolutely incredible. Congratulations on getting a deal. Now go get it sold.